Hold on, I'm just gonna go
And-
repost this link. Give me 1 second.
Well, we're live.
Oh, we're live.
They're both
Okay.
right there.
While we're live,
Okay,
just
that's
hold on while we
1 second.
overcome these technical difficulties.
Do
me
we
to
have a
post-
question this week, or shall I throw one out there?
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
ma'am.
have somebody, whoever wants to
Have it
ask.
Throwing out.
throw
I
it
have
out.
one.
Oh, you do? Oh, good.
And it just came to me, and it's funny because I was looking at something, so it made me think of something that I'll tell you. Are you recording? Okay. So I want to know, if you had to give your $1 million tip for your business, what would it be?
Mm,
So
Okay.
I'll give you an example. So Nicole Furland once told me that she had $1 million tip for me, and her $1 million tip was that she always gives out business cards that are magnets, because people will they will stick those to something. They will throw away a business card. They'll throw away a lot of things, but if you have a cute magnet, they're going to keep it. So that was her $1 million tip to me.
with your face on it, right? Like I was always told, use your face like a realtor does on those business card magnets for the same reason, because people won't throw them away.
Yep.
So that's a great tip. I wish what I had been told in the beginning was the importance of setting goals. So I try to make sure I always tell people that, because I think that so many people, I'd never even set them like growing up, like or in school. Like I never heard about how important goals were until I joined Sensi. So I think that's advice I try to give everyone, like set your goals so you know where you're going. Because if you don't know where you're going, you can't have like a blueprint or, like an atlas to get there, so to speak. So Cookie,
Mm.
Hmm.
come back to you.
Hmm.
I think I just would say don't think you have to be to a certain level before you ask someone to join your team. Like it's okay to ask someone from the moment you sign up. Minutes later, you can ask someone else. Like don't feel like you have to get to a certain point or like filter to find the right person or the right time, just from the get-go.
And that honestly can lead you to $1 million, because
Yep.
the person that because you think you're too new, if you don't ask,
Mhm.
you could be skipping over somebody who could be that one person that Jen always talks about that changes the whole trajectory of your business and leads you to that $1 million business. So
Yes, because
that's a good one.
Yeah.
It's taking her to another group. Can you answer that? It's taking her to group Make It Happen. I don't know what she's doing.
And there's a typo in your link.
Is there a typo in my
I'll
link?
fix it.
Thank you. I don't know what's happening. Okay, my $1 million tip. Oh God, there's so many. I have like $5 million tips I want to give you. The one I'm going to tell you, I think that's the most valuable is don't stop talking and meeting new people. Don't shut your mouth. The minute you shut your mouth, the minute your business is done. And that's my $1 million tip. Keep your mouth open, wide. Keep talking. Don't shut up. Group makeithappen.com/Thursday night shift.
Melissa, you want to go? You want me to go?
You can go.
Okay. So this is going to sound, I feel like this is going to sound very cliche, but it's the truth. And that is, there's two. Actually, I have to give you two. One is show up every single day. In one way or another, you have got to show up every single day. If McDonald's was only open, periodically, do you think that people would consistently go there? No, because they wouldn't know when they were open, right? So you just have to show up and do something every single day towards success. And the next thing that kind of ties in with what Jamie said with recruiting is don't wait to recruit, but also go as wide as you possibly can. When I shared my dream board last week, I shared we wanted 50 frontline directors. That's not just consultants, right? Like obviously you have more than that now, but go as wide as you possibly can. You're never, even all of us at the points that we're at, we can tell you we're not done recruiting, we're not done building, and we're not done growing, because we know how important that is.
Wait, give me 1 second.
Oh, I can keep this on. Hold on.
1 second.
While Melissa's looking, I'll also say you guys can always, if you feel like you have $1 million tip that's been life-changing for your business, you can always drop those in the chat. So just keep that in mind. That is definitely a forum where you can communicate.
So something that's always stuck with me is something that your mom said very early, your mom, Callie, very early in my Sensi journey, Sensi career. And it has stuck with me forever and ever. And it's, you don't have to be perfect to be powerful. And you've probably heard that before, but if you let that sink in, It's really true because a lot of times we all fall victim to comparison, especially when we scroll our Facebook feeds or our Instagram feeds. We fall victim to comparing ourselves to what other consultants are doing. And we try so hard sometimes to try to do all the things that we're taking in that we end up not being successful doing any of them. And we're not near as effective as if we just realize that we don't have to be like everybody else. We don't have to be doing what every other consultant is doing. We can be powerful doing what we are comfortable doing, using our own skill sets, not trying to hurry and learn somebody else's skill set, but taking our skill sets and using those to propel us. And I came across something the other day that really, really hit home with me. And it's probably because I needed to hear it. And it said, if you don't have time to do it right, when will you find the time to do it over? And I was like, oh man, that's good, because I do that all the time. I'm like, all right, I'll just get this done, but I'll come back to it later. I'll just put everything in this drawer right now. I'll come back and organize it later. Like that is like my world. I am constantly like, at least if I set it here, I'll come back later and I'll be able to put it away. So I'm trying really intentionally every time I go to do that, to flip my script on myself and be like, no, just take the time to do it right now. Then you don't have to worry about coming back to do it. So that's my $1 million tip.
I'm going to give one too, because mine was somebody else's. So I just was debating in my head which one of these two to give. And I think I'm going to say, give out compliments like it's candy. I swear to you guys, it can change your business. It can change your life. The more compliments you give to people, the better you feel, the better people feel when they're around you. So strangers, anybody, when you approach people, just compliment them. And I promise you that with the law of attraction, they'll come back to you. They are attracted to you because you're such a great complimenter.
I absolutely love that so much.
And just practice and you'll be really good at it.
I know you saw my, do you not want to share that?
Okay. So I just, how many of you, I don't know if you guys saw my live video on Callie's group page last week about the time I got the $25,000 order in the bathroom. So last week, the only person who knows this is Callie, so I haven't told anybody. But so last week, I shared the story about how it was about 4 or 5 years ago. I met a woman in the bathroom. We were both peeing at the same time. I loved her shoes. I saw her shoes underneath the stall and I said, oh, I love your shoes. And she said, she didn't say anything for a minute. And then finally I saw her foot tap and I was like, yes, your shoes. And she was like, mine? I was like, yeah. So anyway, long story short, we walked out, we washed our hands together. I was working an event and she said, what are you here for? And I said, oh, I have a little booth out there. I just had to pee really bad. And she said, oh, I'm actually here looking for gifts for a corporation that I need to buy for blah, blah, blah. She placed a $25,000 order with me. It happened. It went through. I wake up this morning. I have an email. This is crazy, you guys. From somebody that was referred to by her that I haven't heard from in years. My order is either going to be $65,000 or $70,000. Yep, all because I told somebody I like their shoes. I told somebody I like their shoes 6 years ago in a public bathroom.
Jen Audette,
Compliment.
what's the commission on that?
Well, so when I did it the last time, I gave the woman 10% and I kept the rest. So I don't even know, like I haven't even, all I've done at this point is talk to Sensi and say, is this
$21,000 commission?
No, it's insane. So at this point, basically all of my correspondence with her she's saying, okay, I'm good. Whatever product you have, it's fine. I need 30 to 3,500 pieces that cost $20. So at this point, you guys know how our product is. I'm in contact with Sensi and saying, do you have 30 to 3,500 pieces of some product that I can guarantee that will be there by this date? So yeah.
So
Seriously.
I mean, Jamie, we were just kind of schmirgling here. How do you know it's not like going on the eBay?
Oh no, it's not. I know what it's for. It's Mother's Day gifts. So they have they have 3,000 to 3,500 people that in this corporate area that they give a Mother's Day gift to. So the last time they did it was like 4 or 5 years ago. So it's huge. So they're just doing the same thing, but it's a different girl that's running it. So the old girl told this girl, oh, you should contact her. It's been a while and everybody loved the gift back then. I know,
That's
it's insane.
Dang.
Also,
I love that, Jenna. I love it. From complimenting shoes, keeping your mouth open.
gotta go.
Yep,
She hates
exactly,
when I call her
exactly.
out like that, but I know, and she hates it. But I knew that like the story was powerful because like I watched JB's jaw drop. That she had to
know.
share why her tip.
I had
is
to tell
literally
somebody
$1
this
million.
morning. I woke up and I screenshotted the email and I didn't want to be like bragging, but I knew Callie would appreciate it. So I sent Callie a snapshot of the email and I was like, oh my gosh. And then it just kept getting better. Then like, yeah, insane.
Well, we are
so, yeah.
3% of that, so of course I'm excited.
Right. Yeah.
That's amazing. What a
Good for
great
you.
story. Congratulations. That really
Yes.
goes to show
Thank
you
you.
take a chance, start conversations, and you never know what could happen.
I mean,
In the bathroom.
my big story about the bathroom is selling blueberry cheesecake out of a porta potty at an event for like, $40. Hey,
That's
I'll
still
take
a good story.
Wow, that's
Oh.
amazing.
But it's real life stories like that. So when we share these tips, it's not just because we think they're good. We know they're good because they've paid off or they've worked or they've been repeated and successful multiple times. So yeah. Does anybody else have any good questions in here? Someone said Tammy Fraser's going to start hanging out in the bathroom. We're going to be sensing people all over the country hanging out in bathrooms like stalkers.
Right?
Complimenting ugly shoes.
Honestly, if you guys do it every time you go into a bathroom, just strike up a conversation. You can find one thing that you like about every single person you come in contact in your life. And when you start just getting used to it, it's so natural. And somebody's going to ask you a question about you. You know what I mean? Like somebody's going to, and I don't mean natural, but I mean, it's not embarrassing anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes it's hard, but if you just do it all the time, then it's second nature. Oh, what do I like about her? Oh, what do I like about her? Him, whoever.
Okay, well, those were some great $1 million questions. I don't think Jill popped on. I'm not seeing her on any of my screens.
I am still in
So
know.
everybody answered. I'm pretty sure. I think last time I skipped somebody. I think I skipped Heather, but everybody's answered, right? Okay. So tonight we are doing a couple things. We decided it's a little bit mixed and we are doing, we're going to share some tips of some of the things that either we have done. Jamie's got some stuff she has done, some things we're working on doing to launch for the new catalog season. And then also we asked you guys to show up with your dream boards. And if it's something that you would like to share, I think what would be probably easiest is if you dropped in the chat that you would like to share, and then I can write a list and then we can kind of go through and mute and unmute like that instead of just, okay, who's ready? Unmute. Like it'll kind of be a little bit more organized. So Jamie, do you want to go ahead and start first with
What you've been
your
doing.
catalog stuff?
With
Listen
my,
up.
are we?
You're unmuted.
You're
Yes.
unmuted.
Okay, I'm on you. Okay,
They're on
okay.
my computer and they don't.
Okay. Okay. So I've been super behind from like thank yous and it's kind of been overwhelming. So one of my big goals, especially because it's transition month, was to get some thank yous out, because when I say behind, it's like been since like November since I've done some thank yous. And so I decided to do what better time than when things are discontinuing and we're getting ready for a new catalog. And I didn't want to do like 2 back-to-back months of like big mailers. So I decided to kind of do a really one big mailer this month, which obviously this is what I did this time, but you can tweak it to what will fit for you. This is just what I chose to do. And I don't always send all my customers a full catalog, but I chose to do that this time. I sent, and I don't have every piece here with me, so I'm going to have to just tell you, but I sent a full catalog. I did go through and put some scratch and sniff stickers kind of randomly. I didn't overthink it. Like, here's a new scent of an oil. Here's a body product, blah, blah, blah. These wonderful things that we've seen everywhere. I did the new scents of this. I also went through my samples that I've made, the little sliver slices that Heather taught us about of scents that were going to be discontinued. So like Saddle Up and Eskimo Kiss and Cozy Cardigan and whatever, some of those really popular ones. And I put 4 discontinued scents along with the discontinued list, along with the Cincy Club information. I kind of really filled it up with lots of goodness. And if they had made an order, they might have gotten a scent circle or like a car bar. So mind you, this is a kind of a heftier mailer, but it still only cost me about three-ish dollars to mail. What I did not expect was the amount of response. Like I mainly was thinking like, I don't want to waste these samples. I want to get them in front of their faces. I have been blown away by the response, literally blown away by the response, because not only are they saying, okay, tell me more about club because I need this saddle up. I've had some really funny responses too. And then I've had people, I think what I tell y'all, like 5 new club subscribers because of sending the discontinued scents. And then on top of that, they're like, when can I place my order for my new stuff? So it's also giving me the opportunity to say like, oh, you love the new stuff? Great. This is a great time to get you on the books to have a Facebook party or however you want to word that. So it is quite a heftier thing, but you can also, I did do a new label.
You want to just read it to them and show them, like, tell them what's on it? So, because it's a
Okay.
really important.
So it says, text me, it has like a picture of me, has my phone number, website. My phone number is really big. So that is like the first thing that they say. And it says, welcome 2021, make a statement with your Cincy. Whether you're warming wax, unplugging with a fragrance flower, or setting the mood with a diffuser, Cincy has got you covered. My new favorite is Vanilla Waves, but I'm so excited that Cocoa Lime is back in the lineup. And then I have a QR code for going straight to probably 6-pack or something. I'm not really sure what I had to go to, but, and it's got a picture. And then I also put a QR code for the join so they can, cause it's right next to, you know, where Cincy says, start the journey on the back. So it has the QR code where they can go right to the join section of my website. It is a little more work, like I said, and I just mainly was trying to kind of make up for lost time. I did not expect, literally today, and every time someone is getting their packages, they're tagging me. That's something else. I put a thank you note with a, like the, what do you call it? Snap share thing, and you have all your social medias. You can probably go to my Instagram story and see where I just reshared one. They're loving it. They're loving it. And like I said, I did not anticipate it. I was just having a little bit of guilt for late thank yous and wanted to get samples so they didn't go to waste. And it's really created an amazing conversation with people already. Like a lady said last night, when can I order from the new stuff? I said, oh, did you get your Happy Mail? She said, I sure did. And I'm making a list. So like, it's just creating these fun conversations. They're setting up, I got 5 new clubs from this, 5, blown away by that. So that's super exciting. And I made sure to kind of put scents that were really popular or like Saddle Up. I sell a ton of Saddle Up and it's not a Christmas scent. So I wanted them to know like, hey, this is leaving. So anyway, it's just created a lot of fun conversations. And one more quick story, because I didn't mean to take so much time, but this one girl tagged me in her story. It's not still there, but she said she actually got emotional, and her dad is going through some chemo, and she said, getting your Happy Mail today, me and my husband sat for like 2 hours reminiscing, talking about what your scent smelled like. She said, literally it brought tears to her eyes because they had had such a rough day with her dad's stuff. And she's like, this brought so much joy tonight on a Monday evening, totally unexpected, just to open your Happy Mail and smell scents.
And there were some funny things that they were referencing the smells too, that was like making them laugh and have a good time because their day had been so bad. Yeah,
literally, she said, Saddle Up. My husband said, oh, no wonder it's called Saddle Up. It smells like every strip club I've ever been in. And she said, and Jamie, you probably won't repost this. I absolutely will reshare this because I love how scent evokes memories and makes you have laughter and brightens your day. So it just has been worth it. It's been a lot of time consuming, but it has brought me so much joy, and to see their reactions as they get them has been worth it.
Priceless.
It has been priceless, and it's setting me up for some great conversations for this new catalog and hopefully join opportunities as well.
Well, and I'm just going to throw this out here just because I know Jamie very well. She is very cheap when it comes to a lot of postage. Like she doesn't like to do big, thick mailers a lot. Like who does, right? But during COVID, I feel like we kind of have to. And so I love that she said it was like $3 and some change. Let's just say it was $3.75 to mail this out per customer. Divide that by 6 months, you guys. This catalog is good for 6 months. So you're really not spending a lot of money when you look at the big picture, right? Like this is and you can do product list or showcase brochure.
You
I mean,
absolutely can. And some of mine, if I knew it was a super VIP that orders from me consistently, I might have thrown a few more things in there. So don't
Yeah.
quote me exactly on that postage, but I just tried to make it a very special experience for them to like, holy crap, Jamie's listed her favorites. Oh my gosh, there's a scratch and sniff here. Oh, there's a sample of this. Like just so that
Right.
it was a full experience. It's not like, oh, well, here's the new mailer, thanks. Like I labeled this bad boy all up. I marked things. It took time, but it was so worth it.
Yeah.
And like Heather said, you can still use a product sheet. You can take a showcase brochure and fold it in half.
something is better than nothing.
Yes. And I think they were just so appreciative that I didn't let, all that time go by and not thank them for their business because they know that it's a priority for me. So
Yeah. Mine are about $375, $380 to mail. But if they're local and they're a local customer, I will put it in their bag and save
Yeah,
money.
absolutely.
I mean, do what you got to do. Just find a way. It doesn't matter.
Real quickly, there are some questions for you in the chat, Jamie. I texted you, but I don't think you saw it. So Jen had a couple questions up above. Patsy. One of the questions was, what is
Okay, so the QR stuff, if you don't, which I've learned from all these other people about QRs, you can make those free in Canva and almost everywhere. Like Heather said, when you print them, make sure maybe you write, if you don't use them all, like 6-pack QR code. I made sure if I didn't use all those labels, I'm writing on there somewhere so that I know future. I did make a lot of QR codes so that they would go to specific things. So like,
And it's printed on a separate sticker.
yes, it's
Okay.
printed on a separate sticker so that it will send them to a certain area. So like on my discontinued list, which I don't have here in front of me, which was some other document that someone else shared. I didn't create it. I just stuck my QR on there with my information and it took them straight to club, I believe, so that they could create a club. It's kind of whatever you think. I would ask Heather, I think the day I was working on it, I was like, hey, if I were sending this, what QR do you think immediately should this go to?
Just make sure your QR codes are not attached to an open party, because once you close that party, your QR code is not going to work anymore. So take that latter part off. So you make sure your QR codes don't have an expiration date, if you will.
On different stickers. Okay. Jen, I will share the discontinued list, but I'm pretty sure it's someone else made it and it left an open spot for me to put my own watermark. So I will look and see if I can find that.
I think I have it. I'll put it in the feed.
Yeah.
I'm looking.
It's something that I got from somebody else, I can promise you.
You were late, but when you mailed them, how long did it go before it began getting responses? As soon as it started hitting their mailboxes.
So as soon as it started hitting the mailboxes, like
Yeah.
literally, when I tell you it's been since November since I've seen it. And so I was just like, it's never too late. We hear that all the time. It's never too late to follow up. It's never too late to thank someone for their business. It's never too late. So it happened almost immediately as they started hitting people's mailboxes. And I didn't wait to have them all done to mail them either. I mailed, and I have pirate ships. And so I do it at home. So that saves me a ton of time too. But I don't wait until I have like all the packages ready. If I got 5 done today, I mail at 5. If I get 17 done tomorrow, then I mail those out. I don't wait until it's all done.
Oh, shoot. Put the question again. Okay, perfect.
Okay, sorry, I'm just going through.
While she's reading through the things, I'll tell you a new thing that I'm going to be trying. I haven't done it yet. My team has already heard about it. I talked about it on Tuesday night's training call. So I'm looking for a new party style to get bookings. So something that I'm going to do is a QR catalog party. A QR code will be here going to my video showing my story, why I joined Scentsy on my YouTube channel. And I'm going to put a total, I think I counted them up. It's 14 different QR codes throughout a catalog. And I'll still include my sample packs, but they will probably have a sheet of some sort that's going to include a scavenger hunt-ish type. They'll be numbered so they know that they're not missing a QR code that will show my short under 2-minute videos, explanations of the products of the diffusers. So there will be no me having to go live 30 minutes, post anything in a group. It's simply going to be me having them fill out a Google Doc to request the sample pack as usual. And they just scan at their own leisure. The party closes Friday. If you have an extra few minutes to scan the QR codes for wax and warmers, diffusers and oils, wax-free options, that's going to be my QR code catalog party style with a sample pack. So I also would love to make it where there is a variety of videos. So for those consultants, let me just make this disclaimer. I personally think you need to do your own videos because your customers need to have the relationship with you. However, I understand that the consultants are scared to get outside their comfort zone and make their own videos. So we are going to try, hopefully, to make the variety of QR code videos to put in there, where the only one you would have to make is the one about you, but you could use a variation of different consultants talking about products. Therefore, you or anyone in your entire team now has a party platform of just simply mailing a catalog with some samples, and you have a party platform now during COVID. So just an idea. I haven't done it yet because I don't have a bunch of time just free just yet, but it's in my brain box and I plan on booking them this catalog season.
So it's going to be amazing. I have one thing that I saw that Sarah said about she's didn't want to mail her catalogs until she had her scented stickers. So here's my thought I would say on that, because I know there are going to be a lot of people who are waiting on that or don't have that yet. I would probably come up, and I'm sure Heather or someone else who's way more clever could come up with some fun little image on Canva or something that's like, oh my gosh, I can't wait for you to smell the new scents. I don't have them in my hands yet because I'm waiting. This is the best time to book a party so that you can get these samples first when they come in. So maybe you could use that as a booking incentive. Like I'm on pins and needles to smell them as well, as you'll be one of the first when you book a party. So that may be a good incentive for you to go ahead and get them, because you're going to want to get that catalog maybe already in their hand, but maybe that would be an incentive to like get them to book a party first.
What about using old scents, like scents that are still current in the catalog that are returning?
too.
I mean, that's at least getting something in their hand as well.
The QR codes, they're free everywhere. But like I said, I actually have done them on Avery and Canva. The whole time I was making them, I made them on both.
And Gina the other night on our call, on every sample. So what she's been doing is, if it's a pineapple, what's it? Pineapple coconut vanilla. Is that what it's called? I just almost called it pineapple vanilla orchid. That's not even a scent of ours.
No.
I don't even know what I'm
Could be a good
selling.
one, though.
So pineapple vanilla coconut. So she would, on her label, put her info and say, see all products available in this scent on her sample, which takes her to her website and shows all the products in that fragrance. Because if somebody's rubbing Luna all over their body and they're like, oh my God, I get this in laundry, wax, da, da, da. So just try to think outside the box. And whenever it's like maximizing, elevating your business. Like, don't just stop at the sale. Try to get them to host. Don't stop them at host. Try to get them to buy. If you're getting a sample, show them everything that's available in that. Like, try to elevate everything you're doing in your business this year. Like, don't just take it for what it is.
I like that. Elevate.
I don't know.
Elevate.
I don't know.
Oh, that's a good word.
Elevate it.
Elevate it, girls and boys. Elevate.
Okay. I think that's all I have.
Okay. We're good on
So
that.
I haven't done mine yet, but I'm going to tell you what I plan to do. That's actually on my list tomorrow. So for those of you that are registered for World Tour, if you need a little something to do tomorrow, that wouldn't be a bad time while you're kind of listening and doing and maybe stickering or whatever. That's my plan. Is everybody excited for World Tour tomorrow? I'm excited to see what they have for us. Yeah, we're excited. Great. If you don't know, actually, I'll put this little plug in here real quick. We do have a Zoom for tomorrow. Your individual groups will have your different links for that. If you would like to, we'll kind of have it up like this, and we'll be able to, I'll be watching World Tour on my phone. I'll have you guys up, and then we'll be able to kind of like chat about things and stuff like that. So that'll be fun for tomorrow if you want to join us for that. Anyways, so one thing that I am doing, and I actually looked to see if she was on and I didn't see her. So if she is, I'm totally sharing her idea. But my sister-in-law, Candace, was messaging me the other day as she was getting some of hers together, and I'm totally stealing her idea for so many things down the road. So I'm going to do the catalog. I do full-size catalogs. That's just my preference. But if I didn't have that in my budget, I would be doing showcase brochures. A lot of people are like, well, how do I mail a showcase brochure? I actually fold mine right below one of the staples, and it will fit in a 5x7 envelope. So if you're wanting to do that, but not have super bulky ones by trying to fold those showcase brochures in thirds, do that. But so what I'm doing is I'll put a little blurb on the front of mine about, just like QR code stories, things like that. I'll have a little blurb on the front. But one of the things that I'm adding that I haven't done before is, and again, this idea came from Candace. I don't know where Candace got the idea or if she came up with it, but it's going to actually go in a lot of things from here on out. And it's just going to be, I've shared these before with my group. but it's these little, it's going to be similar to this. So these little cards that you can put, it says scratch me around the outside right here. And then you can put a little holographic sticker that I get on Amazon that are the scratch off stickers. So they just fit right on top of there. And what she did is she put, if you book a party or a social event with me, then you'll get this item. And then underneath, she just put a little icon for the item that she was giving away. So because that is one-to-one, I'm actually physically giving it to somebody, right? It is not it is a personal special, but it's not considered out of compliance because I'm doing it one-to-one and I'm not posting that publicly. So if you wanted a little clarification on that, but that will be something I'm adding to my catalogs this season to make sure that I'm also offering things for booking, right? Because we know that bookings lead to more sales, that lead to more parties, that lead to more possible recruits. You're getting in front of more people. Obviously, my plan is to follow Heather because she's always a genius and try and do my own QR parties as that kind of comes about. But that is something that I'll be adding to pretty much everything that goes out is, scratch this off. And if you book a scented social with me, then you'll get this item in addition to your host rewards. So I'm doing that. And then I did just get my second half shipment of stickers in. So I will be doing just the little paper with the rub and scratch stickers on it as well. For those of you that haven't snagged yours yet, those are coming in March. I know they're a little bit behind, but like they said, you can go in and you can do your my brain is like literally not working still. You could go in and you can get past fragrances, maybe other ones that haven't quite sold out yet. Another thing that you might try, and I would maybe do it here in the next couple days, give it a couple days to test it, is if you don't want to like bulk up your packages too much, but you want to still get some fragrance out there, if you were able to order the scent of the season sale kit, I know Heather already got hers and she just ordered it when they were available the other day. You could take a piece of cardstock and you could do it just the size that you would normally slip into one of your sample bags. I would print it with like the information, cut them up, and I would just rub the wax on there. So something that I've taught my group over the years is called scent edging. And that's just where I take a cube of wax and on the side that would give you a paper cut, I will rub that, right? I saw somebody kind of mention that in the chat that I'd mentioned that before, but you could easily just rub it on the little piece of paper, put that into one of your sample bags. It keeps it even flatter than felt. And it can kind of just be a spin on that. So you've kind of just got to use what you have available and make that happen. It could be fragrances maybe that you have, if you've been around for a while and you have fragrances from last season, you can do those if you don't have the new ones from the Scents of the Season Sales Kit yet. So that's kind of something that I thought about as, we kind of see the questions of, I don't have my stickers. What do I do next? All of that. But that's that little scratch off with what you can get for booking a party is probably my newest thing that I'm excited to add to my catalogs this season.
Callie, do you print those little cards at home or do you have them made? The little like bookmark looking cards? Those, yeah.
I have them made.
You have them made.
Yeah.
You guys definitely would rather hear from Melissa than me. Yeah.
No way. Go.
I've done nothing for this year. I just haven't had a chance. Literally, I'm just going to show you guys my postcards that I'm going to add, but Melissa, go.
Well, and I'm playing catch up. I'm playing catch up too because we were away for a bit, hence why I haven't been on for a couple of weeks. And we just got back, and all my Christmas is still up. So I'm still operating like it's 2020. I've got 7 Christmas trees I still got to take down. So my new catalogs arrived today. And so I have all of my new supplies, and I haven't even smelled the new testers yet. Can you believe this? Because they just showed up today and we just got home. And so I feel like I'm super behind, and I don't know yet. I don't know what I'm going to tackle yet. I haven't quite figured out. I think I want to send out thank yous for my top customers from 2020. So by utilizing that sales history report on our workstation, that's under the reporting tab, under performance and reporting, there's a sales history report. I love that report. It shows me how many times my customers have ordered from me. And I like to put together, utilizing the new catalog with new fragrance stickers as my little thank you packet for 2020, but also giving them the tools they need for the next 6 months to shop with me via Scentsy. So that will be my very first plan of attack, is using my 2020 best customers and getting the new catalog into their hands first. I also had I've had since December, 7 parties that wanted to book, and I'm holding them till February 1st. Instead of doing them in January, we're going to do them with the new catalog. So I've been running the Facebook party like Heather initially showed us, modifying a little bit, not necessarily doing the 30-minute live, but, kind of catering each party to the hostess and how well I know them. And, but I've got those to set up for February 1st. And that's my focus. And here's the deal. It's always really cool when you can get all of our different perspectives and our different initiatives, because I think a common misconception is that we have it all, like we're so ahead and we have it all done before, like, we're so prepared and we're so on top of it. And listen, it kind of goes back to my $1 million tip. You don't have to be perfect to be powerful. For me and my business, I know what's important. And for me, it is going to be getting those parties lined up and thanking my customers from 2020. And so that is, that's my first priority. And then we'll see where it takes me from there. But Jen, I want to see your postcards.
Well, they're really not anything great, but I am definitely happy to share. So one thing that's super important to me is I always want everybody to know every single time they order from me, every contact they have with me, I want them to know that they are supporting my family business. So this card needs to be updated because my son graduated from high school in 2019 and I'm still using that picture, but it says, thank you for supporting our family business, with a picture of my family. And I write, because of you, another local family business is succeeding. I put my story on the back. And if you just print these on Vistaprint when there's a sale, this is worth, to me, this is worth so much. If I ever got this from my Pampered Chef lady or my anything lady, you better believe I would remember this and I would be ordering from them. So I feel like I get a lot of repeat business because I really stress the fact that they're supporting my family business. And by the way, I don't create anything on my own. I copy. I am the master copier. So this, all the credit to everything I own, everything I do goes to other people, just so you know. So if you were the person that came up with this, thank you. Somebody else came up with this one, so I add this into everything. And it says, join our journey, change your life. And so this has pictures of some of my favorite trips with Scentsy. And I'm going to point out that this is my favorite picture of my life, besides my wedding and the birth of my children. I am sitting in Africa in literally a tribe that you see on National Geographic with little kids. And I know you guys can't see it, but there's this tiny little girl and she's staring at me in the picture. She's like the little girl in the pink shirt. She was looking up at me because she had never seen somebody with light colored hair. So I was literally in it. So anyway, but all the Scentsy trips that I've been on that I've loved, obviously there have been a lot. We are so lucky with our secret travel club that we have with Scentsy. And then on the back, top 10 reasons to join Scentsy. Then again, I copied. So I want to really try to push the Whiff Box. I think that if you guys want a fantastic goal when it comes to, not Whiff Box, a Scentsy club, if you want a really great goal, and I want to say it was Jamie who brought it up. Jamie was saying that her goal is to get $500 in Scentsy Club orders so that she knows that every single month, no matter what, she has 500 PRV from Scentsy Club. So I'm getting there. I have some months that I have at least 500, but then those people who do like every 2 months, every 3 months, then I'll have less. But so I just made this again. Somebody else made this, not me. And I think I actually just copied this one completely. I just changed it and put my own QR codes again. Like the girls said, creating your own QR codes. And you guys all know, it's funny, I have to say this because we were in a restaurant this weekend and my husband opened up the scanning app for QR codes. And my daughter and I laughed and said, you don't even need that anymore. You just need your camera on your phone. So if you guys don't know that, to scan QR codes, you don't need an app anymore. You just have to use your camera. So this one it has a Scentsy Whiff Box on one side and then the Scentsy Club perks on the back. Then I always give a referral card. So what I offer for referrals, this picture is actually a little more updated. So this was when we were dropping my son off at college. But again, thank you for supporting our family business. And that QR takes them to my story. And then so what I offer for referrals, I'm going to be perfectly honest. I don't know that this card has ever gotten me I rarely have anybody say, oh, I referred a customer, I want my free scent circle, or, oh, I referred a party, or, oh, I've referred a team member. So I don't know how valuable this card is, but I have it. So I don't know if any of you have had a different experience. I do put it in everything, but I'm not so sure that it's super important. So if you're going to spend your money, by far, your family picture, thank you for supporting our family business, and your story on the back. And your story will change, your story will evolve. My story is totally different now than it was 2 years ago, than it was 5 years ago, than it was 10 years ago. So I try to update that. And then the rest of the stuff I just copy from all of the things that these amazing ladies send out. I do use pirate ship. I was one of those people. If you've thought to yourself, I am not going to do pirate ship, I am not going to spend the money to print the postage at my house when I can bring it into the post office and they do it for free. I don't know how many of you are with me on that one, because I felt like that for years. I was like, why would I do this? I can just go stand in line for a little bit and they will print it all. It doesn't cost me a dime. I send so much more and I do a much better job now that I can do it at home and I don't have to go stand at the post office. And the post office likes me a lot more too. So, and another thing, yeah, I think somebody just wrote 48-hour printing. Yes. So I haven't jumped on that bandwagon, but you can do a picture I hear and you can send it to your local pharmacy, or not pharmacy, but drugstore, I guess, where they have 24-hour printing or even 1 hour printing, and you can have it printed and ready to go within an hour. Yeah. So stickers throughout the catalog. Absolutely. I think it's Christina Stainbrook, who, you guys, seriously, have you ever met? Well, I have. I've met somebody as creative, but she's pretty darn creative. I didn't get any of it, but she created these, and it had on hers, it had where you put the 6 stickers. And so this is printing 2 per page, but I just added in, because I'm still doing bingo parties. They're still working. I'm going to keep doing them until nobody wants to do one. And then I'm going to figure out the next thing. But for now, I don't even know, like everybody loves them. So I'm just going to keep playing. But so I added in my own extremely gorgeous and creative and amazing. You guys have never seen anything like this graphic. That's my ability right there. That's how bad my ability is. But instead of putting the stickers, I actually printed them on the other sheet that Jamie shared. So I'm using that one. But then this one, I'm just trying to book some bingo parties. So that's it. It's super simple. Haven't even thought about it yet. So if you guys haven't mailed your stuff yet, neither have I. Neither has Melissa. And I think Callie said she hasn't either. So it's okay. We're all a little bit behind. We are all super busy. You just do it when you can. I actually loved that Jamie said if she finishes 5 one day, she mails 5. Then I'm one of those people that feels like I have to do it all. But what an amazing piece of advice, Jamie. And she probably can't even hear me, but like, seriously, do 10 one day, 6 the next day. You have plenty of time the next day, do 20. Like, break it up into pieces. Eat that frog. You know, that book says, just eat a little piece of the frog at a time. That's it.
All right, well, let's move into some dream boards. So the last couple weeks, we kind of talked about dreaming big and dream boards. A few of us shared ours last week. We talked about some more stuff around that. Jen gave an awesome little bits of nugget at the beginning of that call last week. And so we will share some of these. Lynn, when people said they wanted to share, I wrote them down. And so Lynn was one of the first ones. So if you want to go ahead and unmute Medea.
Sure. I did mine just by going out and grabbing different Google images. I've got several different categories. Started off with one for my lifestyle and just kind of captured different things. Living in Florida for 4 to 5 months. I'm in Minnesota. So, you know, from November to March would be great. Having the ability to play pickleball 12 months out of the year instead of 5 months out of the year. Debt-free, and I've got 2 adopted children. So I would love to set up a foundation to help families who want to adopt but can't afford. So those are kind of lifestyle goals. I set one up for travel. Travel is very important to Pete and I. And just hitting some places. I want to go to South Korea, where my children were made. Scandinavia, Greece, Italy, rent a lodge up in the woods for Christmas and pay for all the family to come and spend time. Home is where my heart is. Just doing different things, hiring a landscaper to actually come in and do landscaping and build flower beds and gardens and do some landscaping. We live on a little environmental lake, and just to build up that shore and put in an outdoor kitchen and that kind of, those kinds of things. And then of course, to be able to afford all of this, I did one for our business goals. And, you know, earning every incentive, earning the annual sales award, annual mentor, a certain dollar amount per month, having 15 frontline directors. And then what I did is I took the checks from Group Make It Happen that Callie always sends out and wrote out our checks for next October, November, December that will start getting us all of this. So that's where I'm at.
I love it so much. You actually got a question. What is pickleball? Several questions.
Oh, pickleball is a combination of tennis, badminton, ping pong. It's played on a court smaller than a tennis court with a paddle and like a wiffle ball. Google it. It's a blast.
Love it, love it, love it. So I'm going to probably say this wrong, so I apologize because I'm really horrible with names, like just in general. Is it Tia McKnight? Is it said Tia, T-E-A-H?
Yeah, it's Tia.
Perfect. Okay,
Spelled
so
like
sorry. Go
Leah.
ahead, my
Yeah.
dear.
You're good. So this is my dream board. I'm kind of like a collage scrapbooker, so I'm really crafty, I guess. So I love to make collages and stuff. So I pulled mine from Pinterest, and I just pulled a bunch of pictures that I really liked that kind of spoke to me and the things I love. So I love my hot air balloons. We did hot air balloon last year. I live in Arizona. But I don't know if you can see this very well. But I have like Paris and London. I have a scrap box I want to get eventually. So these are things I want to earn with Scentsy for my craft room. I eventually want to do YouTube with Scentsy. I'm just a little nervous. So that's a goal for mine, a personal goal to get more outgoing and do it. I have lots of butterflies. It's kind of like my freedom, my, I don't know, my special thing. And then I have Zumba on here. I want to exercise this year, get back into shape. I love dancing and Zumba. I have a baby on here because I'm a puppy mom currently, and my goal someday is to have a family. So it's a little baby there. And then I just have a bunch of inspirational messages down below that I really liked that kind of speak to me. One says, music is life. That's why your heart beats. Dream as if you will live forever. Live as if you only have today. Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's learning to dance in the rain. And then I also have a picture up here. I want to paint more. I kind of used to paint when I was younger, and I kind of fell out of it. So it's kind of just a bunch of randomness for me. But I mean, some short-term goals and some long-term goals. So that's my board.
Well, I think it's pretty great. And I think that you covered so many different areas, and it looks like you've got a lot of fun things to accomplish this year, including YouTube. We can't wait to see you and share your videos. Yeah, maybe. Okay, so next, I don't have a last name, but it's just Caitlin. So if your name in the chat is just Caitlin, you would say, did you want
That's
to share?
me.
Yay, go ahead. Girl.
So my board I did on Pinterest, so it's pretty short. Mine is mostly like quotes and things because I have a lot of self-esteem issues, so that's what I'm trying to focus on this year. So my mindset is something I really want to work on, and just like breathing a lot instead of stressing out so much, and then working on being a girl boss and taking more self-care things, because I do stress out a lot because I'm a teacher, so you know stress is ideal. And then drinking more water. And then I would love to be a good mom. Kind of like Tia, I'm a dog mom right now, but I am due in April for our little baby girl. So I just want to be a good mom to her and raise her correctly. And then I would love to promote and learn fluent sign language. So hopefully this will work out.
I think we're going to go for more than hope, and we're just going to make it happen. And congratulations on your little one coming soon. I love that. Okay, so next we have Teresa Austin.
Hi guys. I don't know if you can see, I'm in my pajamas and I have no bra on. I'm sorry. I just made that awkward. But so I've been sitting here with like this, like holding it up. But anyway, my board is really huge. So I don't know if you can actually see the whole thing because I have poor lighting in here. But let me see. I wonder if I turn this around, maybe.
You were doing pretty good.
It was good? Okay. All right. So what I have at the top of the board is like this little Buddha statue here. This is like, I guess, the top of everything for me about balance, finding balance in life, like spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally, financially, all of that. And then I have strong family, true joy. My family is everything to me. It's most important. I have some health goals over here. I want to get back into running again. I used to run all the time, and now like I can run to the corner and I'll be out of breath. So I'm hoping that will change. I have a quote here in the middle about financial independence. The state of having sufficient personal wealth to live without having to work actively for basic necessities. It's just a reminder for me. And then I have my goal home down here. There's two views of it. I don't know if you can really see it. So I don't know if anyone does this or not, but I do like a manifestation meditation, 10 minutes every day. And it just has you picture like what you're, what you want to manifest in your life. And so this always comes up for me because I would love to live on the beach someday. And then my dream kitchen, someday, maybe my husband will do that for me. We lived in the same house for the last 15, going on 16 years, and I have the same damn kitchen. So there's my dream kitchen. And then I have my dream car. It is not fancy. It's a 1973 Volkswagen Beetle white leather convertible. And that is the car that I'm going to drive when I live in this house or before, who knows. So those are my little goals. I do have the word superstar here. That is my goal to obtain so that I can actually do all of this. And then I have pictures of like Scotland and Ireland because I would love to go to both of those places. And that's what I did. That's what I did. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing and for making us giggle a little bit as well. And I think that everybody was like really, I saw a lot of reaction to your car. Like everybody was like, oh my gosh, that is so cool. That is a fun thing to add to your dream board. So we're going to be cheering for you to make all of that happen and all of you. We do have just a couple more minutes left before we hit the top of the hour. I don't know, Jen, Melissa, other ladies, is there something you want to add before we wrap it up tonight? And of course, real quickly, I will add this. If you have your dream boards, share them in your groups, share them with your teams. If maybe you're not ready to share here on a video or something like that, right? Because it is really powerful. I shared last week a story where somebody was like, oh, I didn't think about having that done. This week, as we were kind of talking again in our little groups about dream boards and things like that, Jamie was like, oh, I'm so glad you shared yours last week and you talked about wanting to hire a personal somebody to come and personally organize your house, like the home edit, right? I hadn't thought about that. So there's sometimes these things that just seem so out of our paradigm that we can't even dream big enough to put them on there because it doesn't come to us as something that's achievable or even something that we really think about Scentsy being able to help us achieve or provide. And so if that's you, right? Look at these other dream boards, kind of dive in. If you don't know what it represents, ask the question. And then it's up to us as individuals that have our dream boards created and that know what we want to share them so that we can kind of inspire others. So that's kind of my last thoughts for tonight. If any of the other ladies have some.
I can always talk, but I'd rather hear from Melissa.
She keeps throwing me under tonight. She totally
Because
does.
I miss you. I haven't seen your face. It's so
Right.
sad. It's true.
You know, I miss I was just thinking this today. I miss traveling with Scentsy. I cannot believe it has been so long. Like I went from traveling all the time to it's crazy. That's probably what's on my dream board right now is just being able to travel again and feel comfortable and safe doing so. Not just pandemic and political climate and just in general, and being able to get back to traveling with Scentsy. That's where that's where the motivation and inspiration kind of recharges your battery anytime that you're able to travel and see your friends, whether it's an official or unofficial trip with Scentsy. And so my wish for all of us is to get back to a little bit more of our Scentsy normal.
You know, I have to add to that a couple things, Melissa, because, you know, like Jody and Jamie and Heather are together right now, right? And that's, well, it's when we get together, even in those smaller groups, it can be a lot of work because we do have goals and we work really well together. But it's something that also I know, like, it fulfills. Like, I was going to try and go. I know others were going to try and go, but it's, you know, one of those things where life keeps happening, but it's so important. And that's the other thing I was talking about with somebody else is, well, it was actually Shelby was one of them. She's like, I feel so recharged. She actually ended up going to Cabo still. Her and her husband still went, and they did see some Scentsy people there, right? But it just like was a recharge, and that's why Scentsy provides these events. And then another thought along with that is when we travel and we get connected, I was talking with some others, lots of conversations about how, you know, the longer that we go without having events and different things like that, I feel like there's this disconnect. And so that's why I know we've really focused on Zooms. Why Thursday night shifts have been so important for us. We kind of feel recharged after them. You know, trying to find other ways to connect when maybe we're not always together. And World Tour tomorrow being virtual yet again, we're not together, getting to feel that connection. And it is such a huge part of Scentsy. So we challenge you guys to continue to, and I'll speak for everybody, not just myself, but challenge you guys to continue to show up. And when you have opportunities to connect in smaller groups, it's until you find that, you don't know what you're missing, but take it from us. And I know everybody in my little pod here, even Becker, right? Not in her head over there. Like, these relationships make the world of difference. And the only way that you'll ever get them is when you show up. And that's why we miss it so much. Like, it almost, like, it sounds crazy, but it hurts that you just want to go and be and do with your people.
Yeah. And sometimes I'll hear consultants say, well, I didn't get on the Zoom because the topic didn't really interest me, or I didn't feel like the topic pertained to me. And realistically, the topic is just to give us a direction. But a lot of times you end up leaving a Zoom with a piece of information that had nothing to do with the topic, but somebody said it or somebody typed it or somebody shared it. And so it isn't about, when you close the door to the opportunity to educate and learn, you're closing yourself off. You're closing off a segment of your business because you aren't allowing yourself to be open. This is what we do. I mean, my team knows where to find me on Tuesday nights at 9:15. We have had a standing conference call or Zoom for 12 years. And so whether the topic pertains or not, we show up because it's our community and our connection. And same with Shift. It's become what we do now. So regardless of what the topic is, you never know what nugget you're going to leave with. And it's the camaraderie and the closeness and the community and feeling like I'm not alone in this. I have other people are experiencing what I'm experiencing, or other people can help me because they've been through it, or I've connected with Teresa because I've seen her on Zoom, or I've been able to, expand my network of Scentsy consultants because of these Zooms. And so I love what Callie said when she said, I challenge you to continue to show up, because whether you realize it or not, you showing up impacts your business. And so thank you for showing up. Thank you.
think that's the perfect note to end on. Thank you for showing up and joining us for another crazy week. And we will be back here next week. We don't know the topic yet, so we'll all figure that out together. And no matter what
But
it is,
we'll
we
be
hope-
here.
Yeah. So,
Good to see you
bye,
guys.
Have a wonderful night.